But with a loud shout, they intensely demanded that he be crucified, and their shouts prevailed. So Pilate decided to grant their demands. He released the man who had been thrown into prison for insurrection and murder, the one they had asked for, and surrendered Jesus to their will. As they led him away, they seized Simon of Cyrene, who was on his way into the country, and put the cross on him, and made him carry it behind Jesus. A large number of people followed him, including women, who mourned and wailed for him. Jesus turned and said to them, "Daughters of Jerusalem, do not weep for me. Weep for yourselves and for your children, for the time will come when you will say, 'Blessed are the barren women, the wombs that never bore, and the breasts that never nursed.' Then they will say to the mountains, 'Fall on us,' and to the hills, 'Cover us.' For if man does these things when the tree is green, what will happen when it is dry?" The people stood watching, and the rulers even sneered at him. They said, "He saved others, let him save himself. If he is the Christ of God, the chosen one." The soldiers also came up and mocked him. They offered him wine vinegar and said, "If you are the King of the Jews, save yourself." There was written a notice above him, which read, "This is the King of the Jews." One of the criminals who were hung there hurled insults at him. "Aren't you the Christ? Save yourself and us." But the other criminal rebuked him. "Don't you fear God," he said, "since you are under the same sentence. We are punished justly for what we are getting, what our deeds deserved. But this man has done nothing wrong." Then he said to Jesus, "Remember me when you come into your kingdom." Jesus answered him, "I tell you the truth. Today you will be with me in paradise." It was about the 6th hour, and darkness came over the whole land until the 9th hour. For the sun stopped shining, and the curtain of the temple was torn in two. Jesus called out with a loud voice, "Father, into your hands I commit my spirit." When he had said this, he breathed his last. We are at a time when Jesus is taking on himself our sin. We need to recognize that he's not the one under condemnation, but us, each one of us. And just like the criminal on the cross, he's willing to say to us, if you recognize me and accept me into your life, then today you will enter the kingdom with me. Today is a day to reflect. Reflect on what Jesus was willing to do for you. What he was willing to give up just for you. Today is the time when we enter into the tomb with him and start to remember and start to reflect and start to prepare for a new beginning. But before we get to that new beginning, as they do at Passover by burning the leaven so there's none left, we have to give ourselves over to Jesus so that he can take away our sin and redeem us and cleanse us. So we need to remember it was now about the 6th hour, and darkness came over the whole land until the 9th hour. For the sun stopped shining, and the curtain in the temple was torn in two. Jesus called out with a loud voice, "Father, into your hands I commit my spirit." When he had said this, he breathed his last. Amen.